Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a great weekend started now. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna actually complete our part two of the joins video series. And like I mentioned, join play a very critical role in preparing our data for all kind of data preparation activities in the data engineering field. So we have already discussed the theory. Let's jump straight into the demo environment, and we'll start from there. Okay, we are back in our demo environment, and like you can see, we have already discussed the inner join, and then we have discussed the left outer join, and then we discussed the right outer join. Today, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss the full outer join, and like I mentioned, for full outer join, we have a keyword. We use the full outer join keyword, and then obviously after the keyword, we mention the table on the right hand side, and then after on clause, we put the key column on which the join is going to be made. So just to show you how it actually look like, let's put it the graphical model in the query designer, and you can see we have the diamond sign, which shows you that it includes the inner join. However, we have the left and right side also included, and that's why as soon as you hover over it, it's gonna tell you that okay, now you are using the full outer join. And what it will do, it will bring all the records where the keys are matching on both sides, as well as the extra record from each side. So that means we're going to have complete sets with join and without joins based on the key value. So let's run it and see what the results are going to be. And by the way, in the SQL Server environment, if you want to put the command, you use double dash sign or double minus sign or hyphen sign, whatever you want to call them. And if you want to put the block sign, a block comment, you need to wrap them within the slash star and star and slash. They start with slash star and they end with star slash, just the opposite of the starting. And in between, whatever you want to type, you can type it. It's not going to be detected by the compiler. So that's the whole point. And they are very useful once we are building the script. We just put the information, so it can help you other team members or the developers later if they want to enhance or update our scripts. Just a tip. So now we come back, we run it, and we'll see. So we are getting, let's wait for it to finish. So we are getting 1.3 million records as part of the full outer join. So like I mentioned, everything has been included. Now, the only last point that I want to make in here, full outer join is very rare to use. And the next one, which we are going to discuss, it's not commonly come into our day-to-day requirements, but that normally have been asked during the interviews, right? The interviewer, he just put the scenario, we want to get the data on either side, but not to include the records which are common between two tables, which is obviously the opposite of inner join. That's why I have actually called it anti-inner join, right? So now what we are going to do, in order we are going to build the anti-inner join, but in order to understand the anti-inner join, you need to understand the full outer join. So that's why we first discuss the full outer join, and then we move towards the anti-outer join, right? So just remind yourself, what was the inner join? So inner join was the query. Inner join was the type of the join where we have records appear on the screen which has key exist on both sides. So let me just, for your reference, let me bring the inner join back on screen. So now you can see we have the inner join, and we are only going to see the records where the user ID is common, or matching on table user and table book rating, right? Which is a very simple definition of uh, inner join. Let me just quickly run it, and I'm just going to show you that we have total records appearing. It's 1.13 million records where the keys are matching of user on either side, which is good. So we are fine from the inner join perspective. Now we need to, for somehow, okay, so that's where the keys are matching. And that's where we have the full data set in the full outer join, right? Which is returning us 1.3 million record, right? So if I just do the calculation, let me just scroll up. So we have all together in the full outer join where both sides are coming together. We have 1321756. And out of those, I'm going to subtract those records where the keys are common, and that is 1138481. So we have 183,000 records where the keys are not matching. So they are either exist in the user table, or they are or exist in the book rating table, right? So we are going to identify these records which are on either side, right? But not on both sides. Okay, so in that case, what we are going to do, like I mentioned, in order to understand the anti-inner join, you first need to understand inner join, and then you need to understand full outer join, because based on their subtraction, we'll get it the anti-inner join. And how it's gonna work, if you remember, once we run the left or right outer join, what's the scenario of the left outer join? That the right side is going to be empty, because it's going to bring everything which is on the right hand side and which is not matching with the it's going to bring everything from the left hand side which is either matching from the right side or not matching from the right side, right? So that means the right side is going to be null as well, because we are getting the record which are matched, and those record where it is not matching from the left side is going to be null. Now, second scenario, in the right outer join, we are getting all the records which are matching with left hand side, as well as those records where these records are not matching with the left hand side. So obviously we are going to have records with null on the left hand side, because they are not matching with the right hand side. So just to give you an example, and like you can see in this technique, by the way, there are multiple techniques to implement anti-inner join. That's one of them. You can see we have a full outer join, like you can see in this designer, right? Obviously, if the record which is present on the left hand side, it can only have two scenarios. It can either have the same instance or similar key present in the right hand side, which is our book rating table, or cannot be present. But if the instance is not present in this side, that means that's the extra record which is sitting on left hand side, right? So that extra record we need to bring out, because that is not common between these two tables. Similarly, if we read it from here, so now in right outer join, we have all the records coming which are present on both sides, as well as which are only present on the right hand side. But if they are present on the right hand side, their left hand side is going to be empty. So we need to get all those keys where the right hand side is null as well. So like I give you a tip, so how we're going to do it, we are going to get the record on the left hand side where the key is null, because that will show They are all the records where the right hand side is not right hand side present, but left hand side is missing. Or we are going to get all the right hand side, which is null. That means we have the left hand side present, not the right hand side, which doesn't have the right hand side. So that will give us the anti inner join. Now, if I run it, and I know it's a bit complicated in a way to identify, but trust me, these are the questions normally comes in the data engineering interview. So you can see exactly we got 183,000 records, right? So that's the anti inner join. So that will conclude the major joining type. Now we have couple of special join types which we one of them we really use, and one of them we use it depend upon the scenario. So in the next video, we're going to discuss a very special type of the join called self join, and I'm going to actually show you a practical case when you normally use this self join to extract the record. So hopefully the joining anti join, anti inner join, and full outer join will be clear. Just to reiterate from the diagram perspective, you can see in that diagram, especially let me come on the anti inner join, like we are skipping the records between two stable where the inner join is present. We are only skipping inner join, and rest of the record, which are obviously part of the left and right outer join, we are bringing those records. So think on these terms that whenever we go and we actually identify the left and right side, because in the left outer join or right outer join, we bring some extra record, and obviously if they are coming from A side, then the corresponding B side is going to be empty, and if they are coming from B side, the corresponding A side is going to be empty. So you just need to detect those empty side which are present, because they are going to form the anti inner join. So hopefully it will be beneficial for you, and it will definitely used a lot in your day-to-day data engineering work. I will see you in the next video with the self join. Stay tuned.